Since the dawn of time, scientists have worked tirelessly to answer one question. What is the best monster girl? Even just 100 years ago, cavemen foolishly scribbled crude drawings of what they foolishly thought was the best monster girl. But they were wrong, because I am right, and I'll prove it. There exists a guide, an encyclopedia, that catalogs every monster girl, the Monster Girl Encyclopedia. With this, I will mathematically and sciencely deduce the best monster girl. This book, written by a wandering scholar of monsters, or Kenkou Cross if you look at the cover, details the lifestyle and ecosystem of various monsters in the world. Monsters used to be bloodthirsty and violent, but due to the all-powerful monster overlord being a succubus this time around, they evolved into hot girls instead. Well, not bloodthirsty, but still dangerous. As such, each monster evolved special characteristics to be better at their job of getting food, partners, or both. There's a lot more lore, but that's not the purpose of this video, so if you are curious, I highly recommend you read it for yourself. Figuring out the best monster girl out of 100 requires extensive research and careful consideration. I don't want to just blindly guess, so I developed a rating system to rate these women. For science purposes, I promise. 3 categories: danger, cuteness, and energy. Danger is a measure of how likely you are to be hurt or kidnapped, against your will to be clear. Cuteness is how adorable or cheery they are, but don't be fooled, none are rated 0. Energy is how much time is dedicated to promoting your new lifestyle. However, these ratings are not a measure of what's good or bad, it's a matter of preference. For example, if you prefer scary girls, a 5 out of 5 on danger will be what you are looking for, but if you are a more skittish person, a 1 out of 5 is more your style. These are the ratings you can apply your own tastes to, but aside from that highly complex system for assigning numerical values to women, I'll rank them on a tier list too. D for don't really like, C for could get behind, B for pretty good, A for awesome, and S for super awesome. There's no F tier because they all have value, even if not strictly appealing to me. This will be highly subjective, but I'm open to yelling about it in the comments. It's no fun if it's not a war zone. The only thing I will apologize for is having to censor the beautiful art. There isn't much nudity, but YouTube's auto scanner will still kill me if I don't. Hell, I got my copy from Barnes & Noble, so it can't be that bad. Kenkou Cross's art style is very cool, so if you are curious, you should see it for yourself in the intended form. Besides, my censoring is very inconsistent. I had to play it safe due to my immense greed, or sometimes I don't play it safe, who knows? After all, I spent 100 years getting a super doctorate in Monster Girlology, but there aren't any jobs in that field, so please subscribe to help me out. Okay, let's begin with number 1 in the encyclopedia, the succubus, the forefront of the new era. They vary greatly in appearances to match any taste. Other than that, it's classic allure. If they catch you, they'll turn you into one of them. Scary. A good baseline at C tier. Not too keen on getting transformed myself, but the variable appearances tells me there's a chance. Lesser succubus. Females turned into succubi. They are just as scary, even if less powerful. They'll drag you to their own monster realm if they get you. C tier for the same reasons as before. Slime. Most commonly found outside a JRPG starting town, these simple-minded gals can take any shape they want. I am unsure of the finer details like viscosity or how Newtonian they are, but they can differ depending on the environment. B tier, a staple of Monster Girl kind for a reason. Would be higher if it didn't have cooler variants like the red slime. While stronger, they are still emotionally sensitive, so they often let their prey go. How cute. Other than that, if you like red, you'll like her probably, I think. Exactly 1 spot above slime. Queen slime, a slime that grew too big without dividing. It looks like many slimes, but it's just one. All the different bodies create their own kingdom with cool knights and wizards. That's just awesome, I don't know what else to say. Our first S tier, because this is the peak of slime kind. Goblin, super strong demi-human that carries comically large weapons. Some are thieves, but others are friendly merchants. Just horns and fancy ears may seem boring, but that strength can go a long way. C tier, maybe a little too simple, but simple isn't bad either. Hobgoblin, a goblin but with bigger assets. That's kinda it. But they are made leaders of goblin gangs because large assets are the best. B tier, just a better goblin, what can I say? Werewolf, rah! More on the rabid side, but highly loyal. They aren't afraid to chase you through a forest. S tier, I'm a simple person. They are just great all around. Werecat, like a werewolf, but more prone to jump scaring you instead of chasing. Luckily, they feature the sexy cat girl feature of being bipolar. A tier, also great all around, but the emotional baggage weighs them down a bit. Were-rabbit, cheery, curious, and overly loving. They are prone to being lonely, so really just casually walk through a forest looking for one if you are that desperate. Cute creatures, but the Alice in Wonderland motif is a little distracting. Also A tier, wear sheep. Very comfy, but also makes you very sleepy. Their wool sells for a high price, making them ideal for those dating for economic purposes. However, I'm not in it for the money, and I already sleep way too much, so they get a C. Alvaroon. These plants don't move, but they will lure you in with nectar and other tempting items. Then you are stuck in the plant. Forever. I'm already not too keen on plant monsters, even less keen on staying in one spot forever. D tier. Mandragora. Like the Alvaroon, they will lure you in with a flowery scent, but once you pull them up, their scream will make you go temporarily insane. Scary. But they have since been cultivated. I guess you can buy them at a store. I don't really know how that works. C tier, I suppose. Dryad. A demi-elemental that's not harmless unless you disturb the forest or they happen to like you a little too much. Then you'll be trapped within the forest with them forever. Oh no! I joke, but apparently it isn't actually that bad. You get a nice house. Probably the best of the planty monsters. B tier. Honeybee. They seek out partners for their queen, but if you aren't suitable, then you get to stay with the worker bee. Therefore, if you want specifically a honeybee wife, try to not be too hot or too ugly. B tier. They belong in A for being simply adorable, but I had to make the B joke. Hornet. Similar to honeybee, except they stab you instead of selecting you. Try not to get caught up in that. B tier. They belong in C for being a little too scary, but I had to make the B joke. Grizzly. The overwhelmingly strong third party of the rivalry, going into a rage when they taste honey. Otherwise pretty loving and peaceful. Just don't let them taste honey. They look like they give good hugs, so they get an A. Harpy. Cheery and friendly, you can even chat and be friends. Countries with more developed human-monster relationships, they often have jobs as bag carriers. If you do become friends though, stay away during certain times of the year, or you'll get abducted. No such thing as a friend zone with these guys. I was already biased towards harpies, but this is one of the best depictions. S tier. Black Harpy. The reverse of the harpy, more mischievous normally, but very sweet and loving during certain times. If you can tolerate the occasional stealing of shiny things, not bad. S tier, not bad. Yeah, harpy bias, but cute and mischievous is like the best ever. Cockatrice. A rare form of harpy. If you want one as a wife, you have to chase them. That's if they are unmarried though, otherwise they will just turn you to stone. Get lucky, I guess? B tier. Not bad on paper, but let's be real, this is a Monster Girl video. I'm not here because I want to do the chasing. Orc. Often found hunting in groups, they are menacing at first, but are much more adorable once you get to know them. C tier. Not my thing, but I respect it. Ogre. Not related to orcs, but much more intimidating. The only way to beat them is to beat them at their own game. Would you lose? Nah, I'd win. Worth it! Arachne. Powerful and extra sadistic. So bring a torch if you don't want to get webbed. Although, if you are the type of person to be attracted to their unique bodies, I'm sure you can tolerate living in a cave or dark forest. I have to come clean, I'm not that type of person, so they get a D tier from me. Lamia. Intelligent creatures more likely to entice you with magical words. Once you are wrapped, you are never let go. Not sure if that's supposed to be hyperbole or not. B tier. Not a Lamia person, but she makes me think I should be. Medusa. A more rare form of Lamia that, as you may expect, turns you to stone. However, while they are shy, her snakes reveal her true emotions. A tsundere killer. D tier. I can't handle tsunderes. I just cry or something, and then it's all awkward. Echidna. The most magical of monsters, only found in the deepest ends of a dungeon. Well, few people ever get that far, so they will disguise themselves to spread rumors about all the cool loot in the dungeon to get heroes to come. A tier. Held back from S only because I'm definitely not strong enough to handle all that. Lizardmen. Awesome athletic warriors. They may challenge you to a duel, and if you lose, nothing happens. But if you win, they will want to marry you. Pretty sweet. B tier. Bonus points for not just kidnapping you like everyone else. Salamander. Fiercer versions of lizardmen. They will burn ever brighter the better the battle. You don't have to win this time though, they love rivals. A tier. Uncompetitive, and that's a good dynamic. Werebat. Don't be fooled by appearances, they are quite mean. They'll fight each other for food until you shine a light on them. Then they become shy and clingy. C tier for me. I really wanted to like them because their design is wonderful, but they are too extreme on the mean side or the shy side. Centaur. Noble nomads galloping around the grasslands. Yes, lying within is the answer to the question we have all been asking. They can wear pants either way. I myself am far removed from their sophisticated lifestyle, but horse girls are hard to pass up. B tier. Unicorn, the very symbol of purity itself, will only love those who love them forever. Well, not everyone has such a soulmate, so until then they just dream about it. Much more relatable than the other options, but all the other monsters also seem to have the same one partner for life thing going on, so that kind of dampens their gimmick. Also, that dress looks like it stains easy. C tier. Minotaur. Big monsters with big weapons. Don't even think about trying to win a battle, but you can just sneak past them while they're asleep if you aren't interested. Unless you were tired too. They're cozy to sleep next to. Cool, pretty, and a comfortable pillow. Easy S tier. Polestar. A variant of Minotaur who prefers a more peaceful, domesticated life. Not much thought in that head except for pride in her assets. Don't wear a red t-shirt. A tier. No danger if you aren't dumb, and offers a peaceful life. Giant ant. Working hard or hardly working. After a long day of work, they like a cold beer, and you, hopefully. I don't know. The tomboyish appeal may be enough to get past the abdomen and legs. I'll consider it. Fine. Approved. C tier. Best I can do. Ant Arachne. Huh. This similarity to the giant ant lets them sneak in and steal food. They are lazy bums, so don't worry about working with these gals. If I wanted a bum, I'd just go to insert shonen anime. Was I supposed to read that? D tier. Mantis. Psycho Mantis. They are cold and emotionless, swiftly cutting down all prey like skilled assassins. While they may be expressionless, true love may lift a slight smile. S tier. The removal of the whole killing you after one night really does them justice. Fairy. Normally dwelling in their own lane of sprites, they like to sing and dance. That's kinda it. I'd say more if I could. D tier. I love fairies in other media, but there just isn't much going on here. Pixie. More mean and mischievous versions of fairies. It may look like you can just swap them away, but they have crazy magic. B tier. A little better, but still eh. I'm not one for the evil types. Leonanshi. No, it's fine. I just didn't think it'd be Irish. They are brilliant artists and are attracted to other brilliant artists. If you want to know if they like you, just check if they posted fanfiction about you on AO3. Even if I'm not an artist myself, they are cute and I'd consider a field in literature for them. S tier. Kessaran Parasan. They are based off of interesting folklore about weird fluffy balls that tend to just be clumps of feathers or funny plants. Here, they most resemble cocaine. F tier. Just weird looking. Elf. Stoic forest dwellers. Normal elf villages dislike humans though, so it's a tough world for elf lovers. A tier. Widely popular for a reason, even if more on the basic side. I guess it's just the xenophobia holding them back from world domination. Dark elf. Same as elves, but they hate humans less. Except that's not a positive because they are very sadistic. Just off design alone I'd put them straight into A, but then I read their lore. Wild stuff. I may be crazy enough to ruin my digital footprint with Monster Girl videos, but I know my limits. D tier. Dwarf. The opposite of elves. Short, talkative women that live amongst humans to trade their handiwork. If you aren't an elf, you'll be fine. B tier. On paper there's no issues, but the height is an unfortunate drawback. I'm just not used to seeing people shorter than myself. Amazoness. They aren't elves, rather a type of succubi. Skilled warriors that live as a community, so pick her if you prefer more public displays of affection. Like a dark elf, but with a better kind of freakiness. S tier. Once I learn how to cook without burning down the house, I'll be the perfect housemaid. Alice. Not actually harmful, but radioactive like plutonium or something. Huh? Wait. It looks like there's a message embedded in the signal. Let me work my magic. Are you playing those video games again? Ah! Ah! FBI, clear right! Ah! Out. Incubi who became succubi but are still basically incubi but not really and are essentially succubi. Too much thinking from me. If they are hot, they are hot. C tier. Cyclops. Shy creatures who don't seek out affection, instead blacksmithing like dwarves. If you want a Cyclops partner, the best way is to show them loving affection to break past their insecurities. S tier. Come on, how could I not? I'm neutral on the one eye though. Maybe I can appear oppressive by winning every game of darts. Mermaid. Gentle, romantic monsters that sing while dreaming of future partners. Don't be fooled though, that singing is laced with magic. Evil magic. Not much to say here, just a solid B tier. I don't know the logistics of living in the ocean, but I'm sure they'll figure that out for me, probably. Mero. Much freakier mermaids. They like to watch, or even just listen. B tier, same as mermaids. C. Bishop. They travel around to marry humans and monsters, but also they like to watch. Maybe it's just a mermaid thing? Also B tier, but a little higher because I like their outfit. Nereid. Said to be the result of human women who drowned and got influenced by Poseidon. These are kinda succubi, but other than that they are pretty normal. D tier. Alright design, but I need a little more in the personality department. Not that kind of personality. Scylla. Took a while to get to the tentacles. These are half woman, half octopus, with all the nimbleness that octopi hold. A tier, looks like a fun time, but I'm not sure if the initial tentacle gimmick is interesting enough long term. Charybdis. Mimics who choose to look like barnacles for some reason. It's mostly so they can make a cool sea layer with giant whirlpools. They will often sink entire ships, but only one can be their partner, so Scylla will typically take the rest. D tier, I don't want to live in a sea layer. I want to be free like a bird or a cool wolf from those t-shirts. Sea slime. Slimes found in the sea. The sea's slimes. They have more solid bodies. Acts like a jellyfish, just drifting and drifting. A nice break from the fierce competition, so they get an A, because they look fun to poke. Siren. Song-loving harpies with magically powered voices. The bane of sailors. Even if only one person is selected, that doesn't exactly break their spell, so enjoy your new parasocial idol relationship. S tier. The most unrealistic part of this is getting to date an idol, but I admit, that's a good fantasy. Swaggin. The most fish-like monster we're gonna get. They are just as expressionless as a fish. They mostly speak their body language, which is pretty cute. S tier. Top tier cuteness, and you don't have to live underwater. Bubble slime. Like the slime, but with bubbles, yay! Kinda the same as the slime, except you find them in sewers. Yay. C tier. Large mouse. Also found in sewers, they live in large colonies, constantly running around, sometimes appearing to steal. There are so many that it's usually one person per colony, so lots to go around. Hard to think of any drawbacks, except for maybe the living in a sewer thing. Oh well. A tier. Giant slug. Slow moving, so easy escape if you want to. If you just so happen to accidentally get caught, it's a fun time. S tier. Slug girls are among my top favorites, even if there's barely any, so I put her high, thus proving that there's a market for them. So please make more, you artists. Devil bug. Experts at hiding in dark places. They also live in groups, so if you see one, there's probably also 30 more hidden. Keep a clean house to avoid them, or reverse it to attract them. I give them an A. You'd think they'd be low given their relation to the worst thing ever, but I actually enjoy their design. Not enough for S tier though, let's not get hasty. Roper. Not actually a monster, they are a parasite, which is really creepy. At least they come in a variety of appearances. That's a D tier from me. The tentacles not actually being part of the girl kinda kills the whole Monster Girl thing we had going on. Golem. Half puppet, half monster. Golems are animated by runes and need periodic energy to keep up. This does mean that you can rewrite the runes to alter her personality, but I'll get mad at you if you do. Pretty design, and I can relate to the whole puppet deal, being one myself. S tier. Gargoyle. Normally chained in place until their chains get broken, then they fly into the night for a partner. This lifestyle kinda sucks unless you really like gargoyles because you spend half the day turned to stone. C tier. Normally I despise the whole stay in one place forever deal, but they do have big boobs. What? This is a Monster Girl video, I won't play coy all the time. Mimics. Any chest anywhere might be one, even the one in your house. Open, and you get teleported somewhere. No one knows. There is one way to not be teleported and still make them your partner, by sticking your thing in the keyhole. Don't ask how this was discovered. C tier. I'm mostly just curious about that pocket dimension you get sent to. Jin. Same as the Mimic, but now a jar. This time, the easiest option is to either jump scare her out of the jar or break the jar, but this will make her cry, so I will hate you if you do. C tier. I'm mostly just curious about what pocket dimension you get sent to. Mummy. Reanimated corpses turned monster. Don't think too much about it. Other than that, they are pretty normal, other than requiring extra sunscreen. B tier. Well-rounded, cool design, and fun gimmick, but competition is fierce. There's been too many S tiers lately. Sphinx. Variants of a werecat that is supposed to guard ruins, but loves to ask riddles. Get one wrong, and you fall in love. Get one right, and she falls in love. Huh. S tier. Wait, I just said there were too many S tiers. I get it. Plus, cat girls are oversaturated in media. But what am I supposed to do? My hand is being forced. Anubis. Also within the ruins are these variants of werewolves, cursing any intruders with magic. If they choose you as a partner, they will order you around, but nothing that bad. S tier. They can't keep getting away with it! The meaning of S tier will be diminished if they keep adding cute beast girls. Gertablulu. The most dangerous desert presence. These scorpions will stab you. Not fatal, but the more she likes you, the more you get stabbed. Again, not fatal, so not that bad. I don't usually like getting stabbed, but on a good day I might be. So, C tier. Zombie. Another reanimated corpse that just shambles, but they can actually heal to be more human-like if you prefer. They can have children too, so really you aren't deviating that much from the norm. A good example of simple not always being a bad thing. I'm just gonna ignore the whole morality thing. I'm here to look at Monster Girls, not think. Cool. If you wanted something actually scary, these are your gals. They don't eat flesh anymore, but instead of eating you, they will eat you. Spicy! D tier in my book. I don't like scary. I know, I have much to learn. Ghost. Starts out intangible, so to seduce you, they will flood your mind with their indecent fantasies. Then over time, as they gather energy, they will materialize to fulfill those dreams. How romantic. S tier. I have a weak spot for sharing romantic fantasies, and man, that outfit is cool. Skeleton. Most similar to a golem, and they share the same dreaminess and loyalty. They just reform if broken, so no need to worry about harm. B for badass freaking skeleton. Nightmare. Appears in dreams as a strong, gorgeous figure, but quite timid and weak in real life. You can catch them if you pretend to sleep, but they are awkward conversationalists. Is it catfishing or gatmoe? Does it matter if both are good outcomes? I'll settle with B tier. Doppelganger. A ghostly monster that takes the form and personality of the woman that rejected you. How cruel. Well, they do genuinely love you, but are insecure and will stop transforming if you confess your love to the doppelganger. Cute? I don't want that trauma, that's just actual catfishing. D tier. Dullahan. Awesome knights who are also honest. They'll give you a heads up before they kidnap you. Stubborn too, but if their head falls off, their emotions quite literally spill out. S tier. Maybe the best depiction of a Dullahan girl I've seen, and that's saying something. Vampire. Avoids sunlight, drinks blood, pretty classic vampire we got here. They hate humans though, so they'll turn you before you can be their partner. Weren't they forgetting to enjoy a noble's life? Except blood scares me, and I'm not in it for the money, so they get a D tier. Imp. Low-ranking fiends that can be hired for important services like magic tricks. They may flip the contract on you though, so be careful what you sign. C tier. It's a pretty design that almost maybe makes me look past the evilness. Dark slime. Like a slime, but smarter, which is scary. D tier. The other slimes are better. Beelzebub. Lord of Flies, Lord of Gluttony, lots of titles. But they are just really greedy fly monsters. Keep neat and clean and you'll be fine. Despite the topic of my videos, I do shower, so things just wouldn't work out between us. D tier. Baphomet. One of the most powerful monsters, even if they don't look like it. They command armies of witches and only bow to those who can somehow defeat them. You're on your own, pal. I'm not nearly strong enough to fix her, but I'll give it a damn good try. B tier. Witch. Aside from all the cult stuff, they are just cute girls riding brooms. They will try to pull the same reverse contract stunt the imps do. A tier, because they are like a more culty version of me. Is that good? I don't know, but it'd be an insult to myself to put them any lower. Yoko. Classic fox girl, the more tails, the more dangerous. However, their partner gets a share of the power too, which is unusually beneficial. But by dangerous, I mean dangerous. A nine-tailed fox is like continent level if I understand power scaling terms right. A tier. I'm not immune to fox girl propaganda. Yuki Onna. A snow woman, literally, who lives in mountains. Great food, hospitality, and warmth in the cold. Pretty neat even if you may not get to leave. However, if you grew up near each other in a local village, you get the childhood friend bonus. It's like they were made for me. Straight to S tier. Aka Oni. A red ogre, literally, that's super strong but not as scary as they look. They love alcohol. Yeah, I'd be fine becoming an alcoholic here. A tier. Harasu Tengu. While I was studying the blade, these fancy harpies were studying the books, which is cool. Their lack of social skills makes them easily flustered. The most relatable monster? They get an S for being one of the few monster girls that are similar to myself. Kappa. Either you go down the friends to lovers route, or you go the kidnap route. Still less scary than other Kappa depictions though. B tier, but I'm conflicted on it. On one hand, I like the friendship and wrestling, but also Kappas are scary and green isn't my favorite color. And I believe I can change, because that is the power of the human spirit. S tier. Jirogumo. A type of arachne that is unusually friendly and kind, during the day at least. At night, they are psychos. Not a lost cause though, they can be fixed. You can do it. B tier. It'll take a few nights to change the sadism, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to take. Inari. Or fox girls. Gentler than the Yoko, but also more mischievous. The power given to the partner is much stronger if you were interested in that. A tier. I said I wasn't in it for the money, but that doesn't mean I'm not greedy in other ways. Angel. An actual angel, like from heaven. They reward good deeds and are kind even if on the more basic side. C tier. Perhaps too nice. If I am to continue being an expert rage baiter, then I must constantly hone my skills in the face of death. Dark Angel. Evil angels corrupted by evil mana. Their divine knowledge tells them exactly what you like though, so... Still D tier for me. Tempting, but I don't like the more evil types. Sorry. Dark Priest. pretends to be human until they induct you into their cult. Then they forget about the cult for the sake of love. The evilness is still there though. Complicated. Still D tier for me. I humbly apologize. Dragon. Top class in awesomeness, and can even turn back to their big dragon form. It's unlikely you'll be strong enough to impress her, but if you do, it's a total score. Sweet! S tier. Dragons are awesome. Undine. This elemental contracts with humans in order to become more corporeal. They are quite calm, devoted lovers. Pure-hearted too. B tier. Nothing wrong here, just not crazy about water. Ignis. Fire elementals that are much more passionate than the serene Undine. Loving, but may blaze out of control. B tier. Nothing wrong here, just not crazy about fire. Sylph. Wind elementals that stay invisible until they see someone they like. Then they bug you constantly until you contract. Everything is wrong here, but they are funny, so they get a B. Gnome. A silent earth elemental that will slowly press against you if they like you. If you agree to a contract, then you kinda just chill together. B tier, I don't know. Dark matter. A sort of evil elemental born out of concentrated monster mana. They live in the scary monster realm, which you shouldn't be in when unprepared anyway. D tier. I don't want to be near that place or them anyway, so this works for me. Lilin. Daughters of the Overlord. Even just a passing glance is enough to fall in love, slowly accumulating power until the day they can unite humans and monsters as one against God. Yeah, the lore is crazy. Alright, ranking. I looked at her, so I'm contractually obligated to put her in S tier. I don't make the rules, the book does. Speaking of which, what a good array of monster girls. I'm sure with this you can now further psychoanalyze my personality, but I don't mind. I'd even do one of those Dare anime quizzes if it made for an entertaining video. If you're interested in learning more about any of the girls, check out the book for yourself. There's a lot more information there and fancy lore. Just to be clear, it is a Monster Girl book, so expect to see one paragraph about interesting ecology, then another paragraph clearly written with one hand, and no transition between them. Plus, there's a lot more cool bonus drawings I couldn't include here for reasons. Why was I able to buy this at Barnes & Noble again? Oh well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for $10 million.